Stop moving! Stop moving! Stop moving! Stop moving! No. Yes. Dogs hit! Dogs hit!
Welcome, everyone. Today, we delve into a tragic incident that unfolded in Steuben County, New York, in October of 2024. This is the story of the final, deadly confrontation between law enforcement officers and 50-year-old Cameron resident Alan V. Hode II, often referred to as Moose by those who knew him. We will examine the timeline of events leading up to the fatal shooting, utilizing information from multiple news reports and the recently released police body-worn camera and drone footage. The events began in the early hours of Monday, October 21st, 2024. At approximately 12:40 a.m., Steuben County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to a residence on Angel Road in the town of Cameron. This response was initiated following a request from family members who expressed concern for the welfare of an individual at the home. That individual was Alan V. Hode II. According to the sheriff's office, upon arrival, deputies encountered Hode outside the residence. Accounts indicate that Hode immediately became agitated, yelling at the sheriff's personnel present. The situation escalated quickly when Hode allegedly fired a shotgun at the responding officers, striking 2 patrol vehicles. This act caused damage to both units. Thankfully, no deputies were injured by the gunfire. So, following this initial confrontation and the shots fired, all law enforcement units on the scene made a strategic retreat to establish a perimeter around Hode's residence. With the situation now a standoff, crisis negotiators and the Steuben County SWAT team were called to the scene. Their primary objective was to de-escalate the situation and convince Alan Hode to exit his residence unarmed and surrender peacefully. This negotiation period would last for several hours. So, during this extended standoff, the sheriff's office reported that Hode made numerous terroristic threats. These threats included intentions to carry out a mass casualty incident and to leave his residence armed with firearms, explicitly stating his intent to kill people. These alleged threats significantly heightened the concern of law enforcement on the scene. So, as the hours passed, the standoff continued without resolution. Negotiators worked tirelessly, but Hode remained inside his residence. Around 2 p.m. on the same day, nearly 14 hours after the initial welfare check, the situation took a turn. According to Sheriff Jim Allard, Alan Hode loaded a firearm into his vehicle and began to drive south on Angel Road. Attempting to evade a police barricade that had been set up, Hode reportedly drove his vehicle off the roadway and into a field. After circumventing the barricade, he entered Lower Swale Road. Deputies on the scene attempted to stop his vehicle as he transitioned onto this new road. Hode continued to evade officers, eventually stopping his vehicle in the driveway of a residence located on Lower Swale Road. The sheriff's office stated that Hode then attempted to gain entry into this occupied home. As deputies continued to issue commands for Hode to stop and surrender, he re-entered his vehicle. Authorities reported that the vehicle contained multiple weapons. Hode then allegedly drove his vehicle directly at the deputies in the road, resulting in a head-on collision with a parked police vehicle. The redacted drone video released by the Attorney General's office graphically depicts this moment, showing two officers narrowly escaping injury. Following the collision, Hode and two dogs exited the driver's side of the truck. At this point, multiple law enforcement officers closed in with their weapons drawn. The drone footage shows Hode falling to the ground almost immediately after exiting the vehicle, while the dogs scattered. Simultaneously, officers discharged their service weapons. Body camera footage from SWAT officers corroborates these events, capturing the moments leading up to the collision, the sound of gunfire, and the subsequent commands for Hode to show his hands.
I think I've been... Stay on the ground!
Let me see your hands! We're good.
Another body camera video shows an officer advancing towards Hode's crashed vehicle. More gunshots can be heard, along with officers shouting commands like, "Stop moving, and "The dog's hit."
He's down! Cease! Fire! Cease fire! Cease fire! Cease! He's up! Stop moving! Stop moving! Stop moving! Stop moving! No. Yes! Dog's hit! Dog's hit! I'm right behind you, Josh. Right behind you. Hands up, I got you. Get close. K-93 Steuben, we need ambulance up here. A male with a gunshot wound.
See, Allen V. Hode II was found lying prone in tall grass near the side of the roadway. Law enforcement officers on the scene immediately began to assess his condition and called for emergency medical assistance. According to the sheriff's office, a sheriff's office paramedic and Steuben ALS personnel who were staged nearby provided immediate medical treatment to Hode at the scene. Hode was then transported to a local hospital for further medical care. Despite these efforts, Allen V. Hode II was later pronounced dead at the hospital on October 21, 2024. Authorities confirmed that a shotgun was recovered from Hode's vehicle at the scene of the incident. By law, the New York State Attorney General's Office of Special Investigation, OSI, is responsible for investigating all instances of law enforcement-involved fatalities. Following the death of Allen Hode, the Attorney General's Office initiated its investigation into the events that transpired. The Attorney General's Office, led by Letitia James, has a directive to release camera footage obtained during OSI investigations to the public, which explains the release of the body cam and drone footage in this case. While the office did not specify a precise time frame for the completion of their probe, it is expected that their findings will be reported within the coming months. Steuben County Sheriff James Allard stated that the release of the redacted footage was not surprising, given the Attorney General's policy. He acknowledged the tragic outcome of the standoff, emphasizing that law enforcement diligently attempted to avoid it throughout the day. Sheriff Allard also expressed his belief that the officers involved did the right thing, while acknowledging the emotional toll such incidents take on law enforcement personnel. Following the death of Allen Hode, also known as Moose, a peaceful protest was held in Bath, Steuben County on January 11, 2025. Protesters, including family members and friends, gathered at Pulteney Square and marched through the streets, chanting, "Justice for Moose," and "Steuben County failed us."
Justice for Moose! Justice for Moose!
Walking back to Pulteney Square Park, other chants included,
Steuben County failed us! Steuben County failed us! Steuben County failed us!
like to see some.
The protest served as a platform for those who knew Hode to voice their concerns and demand accountability from law enforcement. Hode's son, Hunter Stoddard, publicly stated, "I hope we can get justice for my dad because he was wrongfully shot. He was unarmed. He had done nothing wrong. The police were called for a welfare check."
Friend everybody.
I hope Steuben County is watching, the Sheriff's Department. I hope Corning Police is watching, and I hope we can get justice for my dad because he was wrongfully shot. He was unarmed. He had done nothing wrong. Police were called for a welfare check.
Similarly, Hode's daughter, Harley Cole, emphasized the love people had for her father and the devastating impact his death has had on his family and the community.
The purpose of today was to kind of bring awareness to the situation and to show the community and show everybody how well loved my father was and the kind of man he was and the impact he had on his family and community. And we just want to have our voices be heard that what happened to him is not fair. It's very unjust.
The family, through their attorney Aubrey Hetznecker, is actively seeking justice and cooperating with the ongoing investigation by the New York Attorney General's office. The family disputes the circumstances surrounding Hode's death, claiming he was unarmed at the time he was shot. This directly contradicts the sheriff's office reports, which stated Hode drove his vehicle at officers, prompting the response with gunfire.
I'd like to see some change, and I don't want this incident to get swept underneath the rug like so many other things. Just want justice for Moose and his family and all his friends, whole community. Known Alan for a long time, best friends with his son, and just a great guy. And really missed my whole community, and he's always a friend to everybody.
The death of Alan V. Hode II remains a complex and tragic event. The release of the Bodycam and drone footage offers a glimpse into the final moments of the 12-hour standoff. This incident has understandably evoked strong reactions from different parties. Aubrey Hetznecker, the attorney representing the Hode family, stated, "The family is clearly reeling from exceptionally tragic circumstances, all of which, from our position, could have been preventable. This is a violation. The circumstances are a violation of the family's trust and the community's trust, and the family seeks accountability and to hold those responsible."
Clearly reeling from exceptionally tragic circumstances, all of which from our position could have been preventable. This is a violation, the circumstances are a violation of the family's trust and the community's trust, and this family seeks accountability and to hold those responsible.
In Bath, Stefana Yanyan, 18 News.
In response to such sentiments, Steuben County Sheriff Jim Allard issued a statement saying, "It is always difficult to come to terms with the loss of a family member. Unfortunately, representing the actions of the police as anything other than justified, necessary, and in accordance with best practices is not only false and incendiary, but simply not true." These contrasting statements highlight the deep divisions and the ongoing debate surrounding this case. The Attorney General's investigation is ongoing and will likely provide a more definitive account of what occurred.